Hey guys, today I'm reading Bad Princess and I'm reading chapter 4 part 2. Okay. The couple fell hard for each other as soon as they met. Soon they were seen all over Paris. They eloped before Pauline's year of mourning for her first husband was complete, causing yet another scandal. Surprise, surprise. Once Princess Pauline gained the jewels and palaces, her love for Camillo was history. The couple was at each other's throats, especially after the prince insisted Pauline's young son, Dermide, now accompanied them on a trip to her favorite spa resort. Then tragedy struck. The poor boy died of a fever while separated from his mother. Once Pauline learned the worst, she cried to Camillo, "Leave, monsieur! I cannot bear the sight of you, you the butcher of my son!" Camillo didn't leave, and Pauline didn't forgive, nor did she forget. After Napoleon became emperor in 1804, he elevated his family as royalty, making Pauline and Camillo princess and prince twice over. Pauline dubbed her husband his Syrian idiot to appease her. Napoleon granted Pauline the title Duchess of Guastalla. Guastalla was an Italian principality of about 4 square miles that he'd claimed for France. Napoleon described it to his sister as a village, a borough. Pauline was insulted. She wanted more than a dinky outpost to rule. To her credit, she was smart enough to sell Guastalla back to the Italians for a tidy profit while keeping the title for herself. Still, when push came to shove, the Princess Duchess had her brother's back, just as the Princesse de Lamballe had Marie Antoinette's. Once Napoleon was thrown off his throne in 1814, it was Pauline who followed him into exile at Elba, an island off the coast of Italy, the only member of the Bonaparte family to do so. She explained, "I have not always loved the emperor as I should, but as my brother, he has a claim on my allegiance." When Napoleon plotted a return to power, it was Pauline who gave him the famed Borghese diamonds to fund his last disastrous military campaign. Yet she had the wisdom to observe, "I think my brother might have done better to remain first consul." She understood that by becoming emperor, Napoleon had abandoned the democratic ideals that had won him a claim in the first place. In time, Pauline's wild ways were subdued by the ravages of cancer, though her vanity never left. One of her last acts before her death at 44 was to check her appearance in a mirror. Hopefully she approved of the view. 19th century France wasn't the only country with shopaholic princesses. Across the channel in England, Georgiana, Duchess of Devonshire, 1757 to 1806. To 1806. shared this distinction with Pauline Bonaparte. Along with a reputation for being the prettiest girl for miles around. But this duchess wanted more from life than fancy gowns and a title. Georgiana entered into an advantageous marriage to William Cavendish, the Duke of Devonshire. Yearning for true love, she was only 17. The Duke was 9 years older. She wrote her mother, "I have been so happy in marrying a man I so sincerely loved and experienced daily. So much of his goodness to me." Georgiana was quickly disillusioned. 3 days after their splashy society wedding, her husband ignored his bride to go out on the town with his drinking buddies. Miserable in her marriage, Georgiana put her energies into dressing for success. After being hailed as the most stylish woman of her era, left her eager for new challenges. Georgiana spent her time dabbing in politics and gambling. She also had an affair with a politician, which led to her having a child out of wedlock. Even with a politician boyfriend, there was only so much she could do to influence current affairs. Remember, this was well over a century before women gained the right to vote. Gambling, however, was another matter. Day or night, the gaming table was always there. Regrettably, Georgiana's love for gambling was greater than her skill. And that's where I'm going to end for today. Bye, guys.